So sometimes when you are on dating platform, do you perhaps have you heard of love scam?
Hello everyone and welcome to Borak Polisi.
A podcast by CriSEES in collaboration with InvestSmart Malaysia. I am Hannah.
And I am Is. I'm your host for this series where we will be discussing financial literacy and smart money management among youth.
For today's episode, we will start with the basics by getting to know InvestSmart Malaysia, its background, role, and contribution in promoting financial awareness among Malaysians.
To help us understand more, we are joined by a representative from InvestSmart Malaysia who will be sharing insights into the organizations and its effort in promoting financial literacy.
Thank you for joining us today, Ms. Raja. Could you please briefly introduce yourself to our audience?
Hi Hannah, and also Is. Okay, thank you for inviting me and also inviting Securities Commission to this Borak Policy. We're gonna start with telling what is InvestSmart Malaysia. So basically, InvestSmart Malaysia is actually investor education initiative by the Securities Commission Malaysia. Perhaps you have heard of it or tak pernah dengar. So our goal is actually to help Malaysian to make informed financial and investment decision, where we provide easy to understand educational content. We have programs, we have workshop, and also we have campaign. So today, financial information and investment opportunities are really easy to get. We all have our gadgets, right? We all have our phones. So with those kind of gadgets, we have opportunities to actually explore the what kind of investment opportunities, what kind of financial information we need. But then we need to know that also it comes also with risk and also challenge. So through InvestSmart, we want Malaysia to actually have confidence how to manage their money, how to be more responsible lah, to manage their funds before investing or to do something. Yeah.
Right. Thank you so much for the brief introduction about what is InvestSmart Malaysia. And we will proceed on how, as a financial institution in Malaysia, as InvestSmart is, how can you position InvestSmart and also establish your role in financial literacy among youth?
Okay, that's a nice question. It's actually because youth actually, most of the people think about financial literacy is actually not about just investing. Financial literacy more to macam budgeting, how we save our money, how we manage our debt, and also how we can plan our future goals for our financial. So it's a bit different from investment literacy. Investment literacy, it's more to understand what is the investment products, what is the risk when you invest in something, and also what is the return before making decision. So actually investment punya Malaysia punya role, macam mana kita nak provide financial literacy to the youth is through our workshop. We also have our nationwide campaign. We actually went to from a state to another state to promote financial literacy to the public. So we also have digital content, also have public engagement programs. So this initiative actually helps the public, especially the youth, to understand the topic easier. Because for youth especially, this is actually very relevant lah, sebab most of the youth are using e-wallet. You guys are taking loans, also exploring investment online, on the website, on the app store. So by learning these skills early, young people actually can build very healthy financial habits where you can make a better decision for your future, especially for your financial. So that's how our investment role lah.
All right, interesting.
I agree with that. I think that is a very excellent point, and it perfectly highlight why early financial education is necessary. following up on that, when we observe where our youth spend their time most on, which is on social media, such as Instagram, we have Threads, X, and many much more. And we also noticed that there is exactly where a massive number of financial scams are taking place.
Yeah.
So, from investment perspective, what are the most common scams or financial risks that the younger generation falling for on these platforms?
Okay. Yeah, that is very correct because young people nowadays mostly spend a lot of time online lah, especially TikTok. I would say it's a very common and famous platform where there are young people there. So when young people spend more time on online platform, it means that they have and more exposed to financial content and investment opportunities. Also comes with very easy to get scam, online scam. So one of the common scheme that we can detect is that when the scheme promise guarantee high return with little or no risk investment, because we need to know legitimate investment also carry some level of risk. So there is no investment that is very easy for you to make money. If you see something like that, that is a scam. And also we can see there are fake trading platform. We have clone firm entity, which mean let's say A is a legitimate entity, but then B is a clone for A. So that is a clone firm. So when we want to invest, some people they don't know which one is the legitimate entity, which one is the clone entity. So most of them get scammed when they don't know which is the clone, which is not the clone. So this is a concern lah when we want to invest. And then another concern is that have you heard of mule account? Macam account
I
kedai.
all right. We heard
Okay.
of it. Mule.
Okay.
Okay.
So mule account is actually very, I would say from back then memang it's a common thing where students, especially youth, they offer their bank account, they lend their bank account to another person where they get easy money to use their bank account. So when someone use their bank account, they also get money, like macam we pinjamkan kita punya bank account. That's a mule account. Yeah. So the message is that when you see that the investment is too good, you need to know that if something sounds too good to be true, then it is a scam. Yeah.
Thank you so much for the very interesting perspective from you, Miss Raja. Actually, I am quite curious because this is my first time here listening about investment literacy, and is investment actually held some workshops and also public engagement programs. So I am quite curious, like how long have you been doing this in investment, such as workshop and also public engagement programs? When does it actually started, and how long have it been going for this kind of initiatives?
Initiative. Okay. It's actually quite long, quite sometimes a few years. Um, we actually what we did is that when we can collaborate with another agencies, we will open our booth and we will provide information to the public. And we also have InvestSmart flagship event. For example, last year we did one big event at Mid Valley KL. So at that place we have a lot of investment agency, investment company. We have Bursa Malaysia also joining us. So this is our initiative to provide information, to provide investment literacy to the public, and we also have games and so on. So regarding the from one state to another state campaign, we actually by year. So like for example, if this year is in KL, next year another state. So that is how we provide financial literacy and also investment literacy to the public. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, we appreciate your insights upon the topic, Miss Raja. So now we will be going on to the last point, which is speaking about financial scams, investor scams. It is really disheartening to see that younger generation nowadays got themselves in this kind of fraud activities, and also they are quite much amount of money they are losing. So in
Yeah.
your opinion, Miss Raja, why does financial literacy matters? And now more than ever to prevent that younger generation losing money in the future. Why
Okay.
do you think that financial literacy is important?
Okay, it is important, first of all, because before some of the youth, especially when you first get your paycheck, when you first get your allowance, let's say from your intern, you would be thinking on how to save money and how to grow your money. So especially
Mm.
when you think about how to grow your money, you would think about invest. That is the most common way lah. So
Yeah.
um, it's important to know so that you don't get scammed, you don't put your money in the wrong place. And also, I would like to share that most of the young people, we can see that why they can be a victim to investment scheme is that because they want to make easy money. When they see a promotion online, let's say a promotion, investment promotion starting with 300, and then you get thousands in hours or within 24 hours. It seems like easy money, no risk, but is actually a scam. So that's why when they don't have any financial literacy, they get scammed very easy. Yeah. So another example for youth is that, especially for youth, the one that still students, most of the people, the students are on dating platform. So sometimes when you are on dating platform, do you perhaps have you heard of love scam?
Yeah.
Okay, so true love scam also is actually one of the best example to shows that youth become victim of investment scheme where they meet that person, and then when they make a mutual relationship something like that, and then they usually plan to contoh they plan to get married. So that person will say that macam okay, how can we grow our money, we should invest. So that's when you get scam, when you invest with
Mm.
the wrong person. Yeah. So for youth, remember that financial literacy is important. So before you investing something, you need to be cautious of the investment opportunities promoted through social media, especially where you see those influencers that we don't know. You need to be careful. And then second is that we should never transfer personal money to a personal bank account for investment purpose. Because legitimate investment, logically thinking, we should transfer the money to a company that is legitimate lah, registered, not to a personal bank account. For example, Hana wants to invest. Would Hana need to transfer the money to his account? No, right? Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So we should always transfer the money to a company, registered company lah for investment. And then the third one is
Mm.
only to deal with authorized company and also individuals. So how you can know how to check whether this company is registered or not? You can actually go to Google. You can put SC investment checker. So when
I
you
see.
yeah, SC investment checker. So actually
Yeah.
in the website you can put let's say you found one entity called Apple Investment online. So you want to know whether this entity is registered in Malaysia or not for investment. So you buka SC investment checker, you put the company's name. So if it comes out as green, it is registered and licensed. So yeah, so you can do your due diligence whether you want to go on with your investment or not. But if let's say you put the company name but there is no um, any result, or it comes out as red, meaning that it is a scam, it is a warning for you to alert to not
Mm.
go on with your investment decision. So this is how you can add more information and learn more about financial literacy, about investment literacy, how you want to know how to grow your money correctly. Uh, so that's how it is, and that is why it's important lah.
It's
That's
very
yeah.
interesting. Yeah, it's very interesting. That's actually my first time hearing about this SC investment checker, right?
Yeah, it's my first time to.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
interesting. So, maybe for this kind of services, right, does InvestSmart have been actively campaigning toward the public to check their investors or to prevent all investors from getting scammed? Or do you have any like initiatives to like advocate on checking the investment company in this checker? So have InvestSmart doing that from the beginning.
Yes,
So
yes, we did.
oh,
One way is that when, let's say, we have a campaign or we have our workshop or digital content, something like that, we would always promote our investment checker also through InvestSmart,
mm,
because that is true. Tadi, just now you say that you don't know and you never heard of it, right? As the
yes,
investment
yes.
checker, yeah. So now that you know, so that's how we take opportunities to share this knowledge, because our platform to share is actually quite limited and we have not much of opportunities. But when we get the opportunities, we would tell the public how to verify your investment company and also individuals. And then for another one example is that when we get call, you actually can call SC to verify whether that company is licensed or not. Yeah, you can do that. So whenever there is public call us, we would tell them, okay, what is the company? Have you checked whether it is licensed or registered with SC? And then you also can check the individual. Let's say you want to check whether this person A is a unit trust consultant yang registered or not. You can also check with SC punya website. So whenever we have those kind of opportunities, it doesn't matter whether it's on campaign or digital content or also getting call from outside to SC, we would always advise them to check investment checker and also promote our investment smart event. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very interesting. I think I gained a lot of new knowledge today.
Glad to hear that.
Okay, so thank you so much, Ms. Raja, for your sharing and insight. Listening to your explanation really highlights just how important this topic is, and I know this information will help the youth so much in managing their personal finances. To conclude today's session, it is clear that building strong financial habits early on is the best way for the younger generation to secure their future and make the smart decision. We want to express our sincere gratitude to you for taking your time to join us today. Your insights have been incredibly valuable. So, our listeners, please keep these takeaways in mind because in our next episode, we'll be focusing directly on how to spot and protect ourselves against online investment scams. Thank you for listening and
See you on the next episode. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you.